I was following Jessica on Facebook and looking at posts and some of the content she would write about. And one day it just occurred to me that maybe I should find out more about this. And I think the interesting part is I wasn't sure if I was even in the right sort of target group of people she would work with. I thought maybe this is what's been wrong with me all these years. And so I just sent her a Facebook message and I said, I've had these symptoms of really extremely painful periods. They go on for a long time. I have to take an excessive amount of ibuprofen. It was awful. I literally, I would know because I would start experiencing symptoms of, pre-PMS, and I would just start thinking, looking at the calendar, I don't know what's going to get accomplished for the next few days because I'm just going to survive it. And it felt like everything had to change. It felt like my regular work schedule. It felt like working out, just everything, personal relationships, like time with people. It just felt like it all kind of stood in this pocket away from the rest of my life. And I almost feel like I shouldn't say based on what I hear other women go through because it's regular. There's nothing like crazy about it. At one point in my life, I probably weighed close to 80 pounds more than I do now. So I've had quite a journey with weight loss and working on my body, and really over at one point reshaped myself from a size 22 to a size 8. So, and gained a little here and there back over the years. But at the point in time when I reached out to her, I was starting to feel like something different was taking shape for me. Like I started to feel like there was a little bit of an alien creature starting to invade my skin. I started seeing, I actually said to my boyfriend, am I in middle school again? Because these little, the bumps on my face were just becoming ridiculous. And at that point I said, I wonder, I've done a lot of work on physical exercise and reshaping my body. I've never really done work on a nutritional overhaul of really pulling in the right nutrients. I wonder if there's something I'm eating, but I just wonder. And so Jessica wrote me back kind of immediately and was like, I think you should really consider this, take a look at these parts of my website, look at, what you're experiencing and see, but it sounds to me like you do have pelvic pain that I could, my program could assist you with. So I read a little more and signed up immediately. And it was amazing. So a couple of the first suggestions she gave me in terms of diet intake, doing some removals of certain things. And I would say within the first month, I went from taking, I would say, I'm almost embarrassed to admit it, but they were so painful for the first few days of my period that I would take maybe 800 milligrams a day of ibuprofen for at least the first 3 or 4 days. And in the first month after making the changes, I took 0. And so now that has been almost 4 months and I've been pain-free. And the challenge now is I used to experience a few days before the onset of my period that, oh my goodness, this is getting ready to happen. My whole life is going to go down the tubes for these few days out of the month. And now I don't even know when unless I write it down, I don't even know when it's happening. My skin inflammation has improved by, I would say there's an 80% improvement 4 months later. And the real story that I think people should know is that I don't spend time every single day working with Jessica Drummond. I don't spend even hours every week. It's about being connected to a resource that's there when you need them. The content is there when you're able to read it. And even the first couple of modules started to reshape my thinking. Jessica also makes a point of connecting you to other people that are doing the work. So she sent a book about the hormone cure, and I started reading that, and that opened other doors for me. The other thing that I think is really powerful, in addition to being connected to someone who's done the work, is that they're bringing a peer group around you to shape the way you're thinking about this. And one of the things that has worked for me was to remove gluten and wheat from my diet. And I don't know how easy that would have been for me if I didn't have a Facebook group and regular sort of peer support, not in my immediate presence, but those first couple of weeks at a work site when people brought in boxes of pizza, I knew I could actually get up and go put a post on the Facebook page and get support if I needed to. And that night, I could say, this is what I experienced when I was going through this, because this is real. When you start making these changes, you really do need support. And I'm a big believer in the people you surround yourself with having that they have a big impact on your outcomes. So it's not just that you get Jessica when you work with her, but you get a community of people who are also choosing to take personal responsibility for their health and to really engage in a way that produces better outcomes in their life and the lives of the people around them. So I think the beauty of it is it's really about empowering people to find the tools, and she's the gatekeeper for that and the teacher and the primary resource that you can go to. But I'm very busy, and I want people to know that it's very possible to increase the quality of your life with just a small investment of your time and a small investment of your money, and to stay connected to somebody who is doing such brilliant work. And I'm just grateful that Jessica brought that into my life, because it's impacting everyone around me in a much better way. I'm able to impact people in a much stronger way now.